the Death Triangle and the Best Friends are going from here. I mean, Trent coming back was huge. You and I both agree that that guy is an absolute workhorse in the ring. It was great to see him back. I miss Trent a lot. Again, though, I felt like as a Death Triangle fan, as taking away the analyst side of me and just really recognizing as a fan of that group, I was concerned. I saw these guys, Pac and Phoenix put on a 5-star absolute match of the year candidate against the Bucks. And they had that match won in many instances. It was a phenomenal matchup, but losing that match, I was concerned that, Penta lost against Cody not long ago. I was a little concerned about how, maybe these guys coming off the tracks, Penta winning in this match. And even though there was some stuff involved with Alex, Alex certainly got involved more than normal in this scenario.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it was really entertaining, right? But it was really nice to see Penta get a strong win like this. And I think it sets the stage. The Best Friends versus the Death Triangle will be an absolutely fun feud for AEW fans moving forward. You got guys that are talented in the ring, and then there's that natural babyface vibe of the Best Friends. Knowing, you were out of action last week, SPD, but you try to pride yourself on being the Iron Man of Dynamite Download. Trent coming back, man. What were your thoughts on one of our favorites as far as in-ring work goes in AEW coming back and coming up short? What were your thoughts on that? It kind of surprised me.
When we did our Sunday social, if you guys joined, thank you for joining. We had to switch our Friday night flights to Sunday. We talked about this match and how it was more meaningful to have Trent's return with a victory, but this doesn't hurt him at all. And he didn't have any ring rust in the ring. I thought he really showed up great. He went over that top rope with that awesome spot. And that's when I was like, yep, all right, man, the workhorse is back. And we talk about workhorses, Dax in the Pinnacle / FTR, Trent here in Best Friends, Chris Jericho in the Inner Circle. There's always pretty much a clear dominant one, and Trent is that one that was missing. But it's very interesting to me, Death Triangle kind of made a little shift of babyface, with Pac and Phoenix.
Yep.
But then we have Penta leaning so much more towards heel, and Penta working as a heel works so good. So now how does this tie in, ultimately Death Triangle versus Best Friends, are they going to go? They just recently turned babyface, those two.
Great question by you,
I don't know.
man.
Does Penta turn on his brothers or what? Because he's just going down the deep end too much. I really, to talk about the match, man, we knew going in, anytime Penta's in a match, you're going to have a chop battle that's going to be cringeworthy. So it did not disappoint. And I noticed Trent was slapping him in the exposed shoulder versus the chest sometimes too.
Smart catch.
Penta throws one of the best destroyers in the entire business. It is unbelievably brutal. We saw what he did at the ladder match against Cody Rhodes. But anytime a suplex happens, or anytime I always cringe with the suplex, but
pile driver. Yeah.
Pile driver. Yes. I'm sorry. Pile driver. Anytime, Penta goes for that apron pile driver, or anyone does a pile driver, we saw QT Marshall do it. I just cringe with it, man. Obviously they're professionals, but it's one of those ones like,
oh, and 316 says I just broke your neck.
I almost prefer not to see it. Oh gosh.
No, I hear you, bro. And that actually, you mentioned pile driver. It's going viral from that match, man. It's going viral. That it was a pump handle cradle pile driver that Penta pulled off on Trent. That is something. It was fluid, where it wasn't like he took a moment to catch him and then drop him. Penta really. What a fluid move that was. It's going viral for a reason. It was one of those moves where I was just like, holy smokes. Did I just see that happen? Like you talked about, SPD, a pile driver is one thing, but for you to do a pump handle version where it's just one fluid motion, that is one of those moves that is low key incredibly dangerous. And it's just like a move in the match,
True.
But my gosh, when you see those pile drivers, and then they did a nice job of the Trent pile driver on the apron. Penta he did a nice job of kind of bracing himself for that one. But that Oh my gosh, the offense in this match, bro. When you talk about, like you said, the chops that were coming from Penta, and he always brings it.
For sure, it's brutal.
That's what I want to say, man. Like Penta, I'm a fan of Penta going back to the Lucha Underground days. I haven't seen this Penta, man. Like you could tell, my man's got some swagger back in him, dude. Like he looks ripped. He looks like pissed off. You talked about it. He's got that heel edge to him, and it's not necessarily jiving right now with what Phoenix and Pac are laying out there. But that's the beautiful thing about the Death Triangle. I think honestly, like what I talked about before when we were discussing, for those of you who are new to our group here, I'm a diehard Pac fanboy, and SPD, like you and I have had a lot of conversations about why that's the case. I think that's because he can play face, heel, neutral. Yep. Pac has shown across the board that he can be effective in any role. And I think that the Death Triangle is such a perfect group because if you pair up Pac and Penta, you immediately have an angry, violent team. I mean, we saw on Dark, I was interacting with some fans out there from watching Dark too. Pac was pissed, dude. Oof. I mean, like, and a pissed off, angry bastard is gonna bring the intensity. So if you can lean one way with the Death Triangle, right? And this is what makes them so great. That they got heel side over here, babyface side over here with Pac and Phoenix, and then I mean the Lucha brothers. You could put them in any sort of combination with anybody, and I just think that these guys can naturally play off of them. Now, yeah, they're gonna need to lean more into those heel tactics of theirs when they go against the Best Friends. And honestly, from a storyline perspective, it makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, they just came up short against the Young Bucks, and Phoenix now. He's the one who's the most natural babyface out of all those guys. For him to get his mask ripped off, double super kicked, basically embarrassed, like the way they lost those titles. If you're Phoenix, especially the year, I mean, SPD, I'll let you comment on this too, because the year that Phoenix has had,
unbelievable.
The man deserves gold. I mean, when you look at 2021 is flying by, right? But
it really is.
From the beginning of this calendar year, going against Kenny Omega, right, for the world title. I was there live. From that on, it was an absolutely torrid showcase for Phoenix. I mean, the man won the tag battle royal. He's just been an absolute, and the battles that he had with Lance Archer. I mean, I know that we could go
5-star matches every time he's in the ring, pretty much.
Absolutely. I think that's, to me, like a sign of what this group is capable of. When you have a guy like Phoenix as just one piece of the puzzle. Let's get back into this match. I mean, I'm going to give this one an elite because we could go on about this one, but I think that the reason why we kind of got off the tracks is because this feud is genuinely exciting. I think
it really is, yeah.
We saw the Best Friends kind of go, like when Trent was hurt, and then that feud with Miro and Kip Sabian felt like it lasted forever. It's very exciting to see the Best Friends in a capacity that we can be excited about them again, right? To cheer them on and have some fun with their stories again. And the in-ring intensity that the Death Triangle brings, it's that they're gonna hit on both sides, whether it's entertainment value with the Best Friends or in-ring action. This one is going to be a really exciting feud that leads into double or nothing. I think that this is going to be, maybe this is the birthplace of the Trios Championship. I mean,
that would be exciting.
Could you pick two better groups for it, right? I mean, the Best Friends are very naturally a trio, and as are the Death Triangle. I think that would be a phenomenal segue into it. Who knows? AEW's always got a couple tricks up their sleeves for us.